Hey, come here. What's the thing that I gave you last time? Not strong enough? Yeah, I got some new stock. Hey, you might want to try this one out, man. It's honestly quite good. Do you just really miss the booster board formula? The flexi deck, powerful belt-driven motors? Well, Acedeck has brought it back with their Acedeck Stella S3. One of the biggest things that I still have nostalgia to is the booster board deck. It is a flexi deck that is made out of bamboo, and you jump on it and like riding around is very comfortable. With the Acedeck S3, they have the same type of deck. It's made out of composite material, and I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit of bamboo inside. So this deck is really flexible. It's going to filter out a lot of the vibrations on the road. For example, little rocks or just on stone roads. It's going to feel so much more comfortable. One of my biggest complaints about the booster board deck, if I remember it correctly, it actually had no concave. But on the S3, they have built an amazing concave to this board. So it flanges out on the side. It feels so good. And when turning, you can really put the pressures on the side of the deck to help you turn so much better and so much smoother. And I gotta say, I really like Acedeck's board designs. They're very sleek, very cool looking. It really lives up to the Acedeck name. Nowadays, everybody's trying to get into the street board market, Acedeck as well. And I think they did a fantastic job on their S3 so far with this deck. Next up, we gotta talk about the trucks. They're the 45-degree RKP trucks. So these trucks are forged and they look different than what Acedeck has put out before with their precision CNC trucks. But it does hold true to the booster board formula with how it looks and just very clean. These trucks are 8 inches wide and, as I said before, 45 degrees angle. So it is going to provide you slightly more stability while going at a higher speed. But for me personally, the speed that I like to go to on this board is like 35 kilometers an hour. It feels amazingly smooth at that speed and very, very controllable. The bushings they use on the S3 is a mix of their 100A bushings and their 96A bushings. I personally think they might be a little bit softer than what they claim they are, but nevertheless, it feels so good on these trucks. It's very smooth. The turning is amazing. I gotta say, Acedeck really nailed down their bushing chemistry, or whatever it's called. Like, their bushings just feel very good. The wheels that the S3 comes with is nothing really that exciting. It's the regular 90mm polyurethane wheels that you're going to find anywhere. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta tell you about it. But if you want something a little bit bigger, something more comfortable, they also have the option of 115mm of rubber wheels. They are going to be a lot more cushier and you're gonna get over a lot more terrain on it. And in general, it's just a more comfortable wheel. But keep in mind, being a rubber wheel, it is going to eat into your range. And the moment you let off the throttle, the board is going to slow down a lot faster than what it is going to be on the polyurethane wheel. Next up, the electronics. This is a part that I think Acedeck really excels at. So for the battery, they are using a 13S2P Samsung 40T battery pack. Samsung 40Ts are a very good cell. I personally place them slightly under the Molicel P42As, but nevertheless, they're very good. The discharge is very good. Samsung is known to make very reliable batteries. And in a 13S setup, we're finally leaving the 12S and stepping into the 13S. So I'm excited to see more boards coming out with higher voltages because it is going to be more efficient. And with this battery, the charge time from flat to full is around 3 hours. So it's not that long. It's like sort of mid-range. So that's pretty cool. And the next up is the ESC. Acedeck is using their 50 amp ESC on this board. It is going to be more powerful than the original booster board, of course, because that's a relic. And it really sets the standard for boards in this category. Because street boards, while you might not need that much power, it is always good to have a little bit more just so you can get off the line a little bit quicker. With the remote, they're using the same remote that they used on all of their boards. The Acedeck S3 is using 63, 55, 150 kV motors. They are powerful for their size, and being 150 kV is because they're using a higher voltage battery. With a higher voltage, you're going to have less heat, just in general more efficiency and a little bit more range. And as for the range, I used this board when I was back in China to go from my house to school, house to school, house to school, back and forth. And the range that I got was around 30 kilometers. I still had about 10% left when I was done with it. I don't want to risk getting stranded at school because that's a little bit of ways from my house. So yeah, there you go. Depending on your ride conditions, it may vary quite a bit. On their website, officially, they say it's 35 kilometers, but with my weight. As for top speed, the top speed that we got was 45. Maybe there was a little bit of a downhill, but it does reach the manufacturer's stated speed, and that is pretty good. And if you want more speed, you can always just put on the bigger wheels. It is going to give you more speed, but at the cost of torque. But with this board, I don't think you really gotta worry about it. The Acedeck S3 comes in $700. I think this is a sweet spot for this board because if you go lower, you're getting into the budget board area, and they're not that powerful. They're okay for daily commutes, but if you want something more power, the Acedeck S3 at $700 is very, very sweet. And if you want to get premium boards that are better than this, they're often over $1,000. So with $300 less, you can get the Acedeck S3 and it's going to be amazing for you. So people I think should get the Acedeck S3 is if you live in a city, and Casey Neistat, and if you live on campus, because usually I know campuses in the US, the road surfaces are variable, so you might feel more comfortable on this one compared to a hard deck. Because of this deck, it is going to filter out a lot of the vibrations and bumps. It is just going to be very good. Acedeck is putting out so many new boards this year. They're really on a roll right now. Their boards for price to performance, I think, is amazing. But if you want to go off-roading or something just more extreme, you should go with the Z1 or maybe the X1. For $700, I think this board is a fantastic deal because if you go a bit lower, you're getting into the budget board category. They're not that powerful. If you go a little bit higher, you're getting into the premium boards. They're really expensive. So I think this is a fantastic choice. All right, thank you for watching our video on the Acedeck S3. If you liked it, give it a like and subscribe. If you want to get the board for yourself, I'll leave the link in the description. And just have fun and have fun riding and stay safe out there.